everyone is ready for automation. Not all businesses are in the right place, and sometimes automation can be a bad thing. I know, can you believe I said that? So how do you know? Well, for me, there are 5 things you need to have in place for an automation to be worthwhile. Clear objectives, standardized and optimized processes, the right tools or the willingness to invest in them, buy-in from your partners, your team, yourself, and clear ownership and measurement. Things change, you need to be able to make changes and know when to do them. If you are missing one of these, sooner or later your automation won't be valuable. So let's jump into each one. Why do we need clear objectives? If we don't know why we are automating, we probably won't achieve what we want. Is it time, quality? Is it quality by reducing human error? Is it by increasing consistency? Is it to allow team members to focus on the value-added bit of their roles? Is it to keep up with the competition? There's a lot of reasons, but you must define this. Not only to know if you've achieved it, but also usually when you're creating automations, if they are beyond the super simple ones, there's usually a multiple ways you can approach it. So knowing the goal usually helps you choose the right path. Are your processes standardized? I've had discovery calls with solo business owners where I've said, no point in automating beyond using the time-saving apps that we all have access to. They were very successful in what they did, but they didn't use much of a repeatable process. Each client was a brand new experience, so they didn't have a huge amount of sort of paperwork or steps to set them up. Before we automate a process, we want to know we are optimized and that it won't change by much. So if you want to know how to do this, I shared all my secrets and frameworks I've developed over the years in quite a similar series to this over last summer. So I'll put a link to that below. It was called How to Streamline Your Processes. Having said that, I should also say a process doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be a long set of steps. There is process behind how you schedule a meeting, how you organize your inbox, how you capture content ideas. All of these things can be automated. They are fairly standardized. And to be fair, there are cases of standardized things that shouldn't be automated if the time to automate it outweighs what you gain. So if you do something once a month and it takes 5 minutes and it's going to take 4 hours to create the automation, maybe you shouldn't do it. The right tools or the willingness to invest in them. This bit is tough. There are so many options, and any tools that I mention here will probably be out of date by the time you see this. But what do I mean by tools? Well, we have the apps that we use, like the app you have for your CRM, the app you have for your inbox, the app you use to edit videos. And then there are automation tools, the no-code or low-code platforms where you can set up automations between these apps, like Zapier or my personal favourite, Make.com. And then, of course, the LLM and the model within the LLM that you use if you're going to have AI in the mix. In general, these tools aren't expensive. It's about finding the right one to solve the problem that you're trying to solve. And I think if you do that, the investment will always be less than what you save in time. But you do need to obviously be willing to front the cash. Buy-in. Other people, mainly your team or partners, can kill your automation efforts if they're not on board. And even to some degree, your own buy-in. Sometimes automations require a slight change in behavior to work, or maybe a different pattern of thinking. So people need to be ready and willing for that. I talked in my summer series that I mentioned before about getting buy-in, and again, I'll put the link somewhere around this video. I should also say buy-in isn't about forcing people. People rightfully have reservations. People are rightfully skeptical about things that they don't yet understand. In my experience, people don't fear change. They fear uncertainty. So giving that to them will get you a really long way there. Clear ownership and measurement. You will need to make tweaks. The world and your business doesn't stand still. So you need to be able to flex your automation or your automated workflows too. So by ownership, I mean, who will be responsible for recognizing this and taking action? Is it you, or will you hire someone periodically? Likewise, measurement. This links back to setting our goal. We need to have a way of working out if we're still making progress, if the automation does save us time or effort or energy. Ownership doesn't need to be you, but it needs to be factored in so your automations stay tippy-top. Next time, we will be looking at your options. How do you identify options within your business that are good choices for automation? See you then.